Wise men speak because they have something to say. Fools because they have to say something. At the touch of love, everyone becomes a poet. Courage is knowing what not to fear. Ignorance the root and stem of all evil. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. He who commits injustice is ever made more wretched than he who suffers it. The measure of a man is what he does with power. We are twice armed if we fight with faith. One of the penalties for refusing to participate in politics is that you end up being governed by your inferiors. The heaviest penalty for declining to rule is to be ruled by someone inferior to yourself. Music is the movement of sound, to reach the soul for the education of its virtue. Knowledge which is acquired under compulsion obtains no hold on the mind. The first and greatest victory is to conquer yourself. Ideas are the source of all things. The measure of a man is what he does with what he has. The price of apathy towards public affairs is to be ruled by evil men. An empty vessel makes the loudest sound. So they that have the least wit are the greatest babblers. The soul which has no fixed purpose in life is lost. To be everywhere is to be nowhere. The direction in which education starts, a man will determine his future life. Thinking the talking of the soul with itself, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. The beginning is the most important part of the work. The punishment which the wise suffer, who refuse to take part in the government, is to live under the government of worse men. The object of education is to teach us to love what is beautiful. No law or ordinance is mightier than understanding. Philosophy is the highest music. The measure of a man is what he does with his power. The greatest wealth is to live content with little. Courage is a kind of salvation. The eyes of the soul of the multitudes are unable to endure the vision of the divine. Wise men speak because they have something to say. Fools because they have to say something.